Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Pallas, and I am an integrative health practitioner, integrative energy medicine, integrating body talk, which is a clinical integrative energy medicine. Soul detective is a modality that has been formulated and put together by several different doctors of psychiatry, psychology, professors of energy medicine with deep shamanic practices, shamanic roots, being shamans themselves, which is all about the spiritual root causes of distress or dis-ease within the mind, the body mind of the individuals. Also, sometimes integrating Reiki with aspects of the energetics of Chinese medicine, so traditional Chinese medicine, some ancient Chinese medicine, some Ayurvedic principles as well. And anyway, thank you so much for being here today. So today's session is going to be around the priority of the consciousness, the collective consciousness of the Conscious Leadership Network. And right now there's approximately 600 people in our network, and they are predominantly kind of on the wings, watching, viewing, kind of seeing what's going on. Not a ton of participation, active participation at this point, which we are really encouraging for people to feel comfortable and safe in this space, to be able to show up in that way with us and to really help us build this whole network. And so today's session is going to be around any interference patterns that are detrimentally impacting the collective consciousness of the Conscious Leadership Network. So while I was checking in earlier to see where to start with this session today, whether we start in body talk, the clinical integrative energy medicine, or the soul detective side, kind of the spiritual disturbances impacting an individual or the collective, and soul detective is where things go today. And if you guys are interested in looking up the soul detective, it's founded by Dr. Barbara Stone in partnership with her husband, Dr. Robert Alcorn, and souldetective.net, I think is what it is. Anyway, has Dr. Barbara Stone on there if you're interested in learning more about the modality, and I can drop the link into my post as well. All right, so for this today, I'm going to go ahead and get out my huge book of protocols that navigates soul detective, the soul detective side of things. So give me just 1 minute to get this set up. And to start this session today, I will be setting sacred space. And in setting the sacred space, I will be incorporating aspects of divine beings, the angels, Arcturians, being, our guardians, our spirit guides, different aspects of the beings of light out there that are here supporting us and are available to us at any point in our time on this planet and not on this planet. We just ask for assistance, and they're here to help facilitate whatever that thing is that's going on in our life. All right, so I'll go ahead and set sacred space, and I invite you to just settle in to wherever you are, maybe feet on the ground or laying down on the carpet, on your floor, on a mat, hands resting on your handles on your chair. And if you want to soften your gaze and just look off into the distance, or maybe close your eyes, whatever works for you, just to be able to embrace this opportunity of connecting to the sacred space that I'm setting with us right now. So we ask for an octahedron of golden light to go around everyone here and everyone involved in any and all issues that we encounter today. And we ask to have a crystalline octahedron of clear white light superimposed over the golden light octahedron with golden capstones above and below. We ask for a cloak of invisibility, inaudibility, and anonymity right now to cloak what we do and say during this session from outside eyes and ears so that it is completely private. We also ask to remove the cloak of invisibility, inaudibility, and anonymity, and to close down the octahedron at the perfect time when the session is complete. We ask to be surrounded by the right beings of light for each person on all four sides and above and below the octahedron, with archangels Raphael, Gabriel, Ariel, and Uriel at the four sides, Archangel Michael at the apex, and archangels Metatron, Zadkiel, and Shamuel at the point underground. And we ask for a ring of warrior angels all around the perimeter. And we ask for a ring of Arcturians around that. And we ask to add the right ones for each person involved in these issues into this octahedron of love and light. We call our spiritual guidance team, our guardian angels, and those that protect our bodies and our essences. We call in our true self. We ask for whatever help we need for any and all issues we encounter during this session, but only from beings that are working 100% for love and light. And we ask that only what is for the highest good of everyone and everything would come to pass, including those who are or were practitioners of dark energy, sorcery, or any other detrimental energy or dark forces that may have been practiced in this lifetime, in any past or parallel lives, future lives, between life states, and existences in other dimensions or timelines forever and always. And we ask for redemption of those programs to bring more light to the planet. And so it is. Thank you again for being here with me today. Excuse me. All right. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to write down what our issue is today. So we're working with the collective consciousness of the CLN, of all the members participating, of all the members not participating, of everybody who is connected to this organization, this co-op. And we're going to be looking for what are the interference patterns that are detrimentally impacting the collective consciousness that would be really impeding how we connect, how people feel safe in the network, or what are these interference patterns that are really just detrimentally impacting the community as a whole of connecting and communicating with one another and getting to know one another. So impeding, we'll say impeding communication and connection. So I'll tell you ahead of time, for those of you watching this video today, that this session may go to some pretty esoteric places, and it might challenge your belief systems, or it may not. It might be right in line with who you are and how you see the world. But this is just information that I'm sharing, tapping into collective consciousness, tapping into the quantum realm of all the information that's already there and available. Okay, and so I have two different ways to check for interference patterns. One I can use this pendulum that was given to me by my shaman, filled with monoatomic gold. And I also muscle test. But to start with, just so you guys can see, and I'm not moving this, this is what it does on its own when it's tuning into the situation, tuning into the session. We're going to check and see how many interference patterns there are that are impeding communication and connection within the collective consciousness of the CLN. There is at least one interference pattern. There is at least two interference patterns. There is at least three interference patterns. No, there is a total of 2 interference patterns. Okay, there's a total of 2 interference patterns impeding the communication and connection of collective consciousness of the CLN. Great. And if you know how to muscle test as we go along, you're welcome to muscle test along with me. See what answers you come up with, because I'm human and I'm not always right. And for those healers, for those that like to be able to follow along in this way, please feel free. There's 2 ways that you can muscle test. One is you can do like this friction, and you calibrate by rubbing your finger lightly across your skin, and you calibrate. For a yes answer, it sticks on your skin. A no answer, it glides easily. Excuse me, yes, no, yes, no. And when you muscle test, you're always asking direct questions that are yes and no answers. Oh, and the other way, I'm sorry, guys, I have a little coughing going on today, little allergies today. The other way that you can muscle test is you can take your fingers, see on the screen, like this, and you're pushing with your top finger on your pointing finger. And for a yes answer, it's hard. It doesn't bend very easily. For a no answer, it goes down super easily. So yes, no, yes, no. And so this is not something I advise you to do. Do I have cancer? Don't I have cancer? Should I break up with this guy? Should I stay with this person? Don't use it for that. That's not what it's designed for. I'm just educating you a little bit so you can follow along today. So to start with these interference patterns, the next thing I'm going to be doing is finding what level of the biofield, the collective biofield, like as individuals, we have human biofields that, you know, starting at soul level, the spiritual body, and moving out from there. As a collective consciousness, we have these, we have a collective biofield also. So with these 2 interference patterns, we have at least, let's calibrate. Okay. We have at least one upfront interference pattern. No, we have at least one step aside interference pattern. We have at least one step aside. Okay. We have at least 2 step aside interference patterns. No, we have at least one hidden or cloaked interference pattern. Yes, we have at least one hidden or cloaked. Okay, and so what that means, I'm gonna write this down. What that means is, like, for example, in your room, if you had somebody walk into your room and you're like, hey, Joe, how are you doing? That's an upfront interference pattern. If you had 5 people walk into the room and one of these people stepped right outside of your peripheral vision, you know they're there, but you can't see them. They stepped aside. And then for a hidden or cloaked, that's somebody, maybe 4 people came into the room and one person's hiding behind the door. You don't know that they're there. They don't want to be seen. So with these interference patterns, there is one that's categorized as a step aside, and there's one that's categorized as hidden or cloaked. So the next thing I'm going to do, excuse me, is find out which of these is our priority to work with first. Okay. Our highest priority around the collective consciousness of the CLN that is impeding the communication and connection with these two interference patterns is the hidden or cloaked. The hidden or cloaked interference pattern is our highest priority. Yes, and I'll double check, so stop. And I'm going to double check this. The step aside interference pattern is our highest priority. No. So our highest priority to address first is hidden or cloaked. And so now I'm going to be checking in specifically to which level of biofield that this interference pattern, this hidden or cloaked, is impacting the collective consciousness of the CLN. So typically in session, I would be mostly doing muscle testing, but this is something for you guys just to be able to watch and see. Okay, this hidden interference pattern is on this page. Nope. This hidden interference pattern is on this page. This hidden interference pattern is on this page. This hidden interference pattern is on this page. Okay. This hidden interference pattern is on the left side of the page. No. This hidden interference pattern is on the right side of the page. This hidden interference pattern is on the right side of the page. Yes. Okay. 1 second. This interference pattern is in this box. It's at the mental or emotional body level. Okay, so where we are right now is this hidden interference pattern impacting the collective consciousness of the CLN, and our communication and connection is at the mental or emotional body level. Now I'm going to find out specifically what this is. Stop. This interference pattern is in the first section, second section, third section, fourth section. It is definitely in the third section. Okay. This hidden or cloaked interference pattern is in the first 3. It's in the second 3. Let's see. This hidden interference pattern is in the second 3. Or it is in the first 3. Nope. Okay. This hidden interference pattern is number 13, number 14. Yes. Number 15. No. Okay. I'm going to double check with muscle testing. This hidden interference pattern is in the third section, second section, third. And it is number 13, 14, 15. All right. So this hidden interference, I cannot talk today. This hidden interference pattern is impacting the collective consciousness of the CLN at the mental or emotional body level of our human biofields, but specifically impacting the collective heart wall. Collective heart wall. And so now I will give you more information about this. One moment. This huge book of references to work through all of this. Which one? we go. So the heart wall is a wall protecting the heart. Now think of this as collectively, the collective heart. It's a wall protecting the heart consisting of at least one emotion. And so what I'll do next is we're going to find out how many emotions are involved, and we're going to identify them with this muscle. And then we're going to treat this with a diagnostic procedure that we'll go into. It's a level 2 procedure specifically on reversals. Great. Okay. So around this wall, there is an abbreviated list here. I'll check with muscle testing for myself. So what are these emotions impacting? What is this emotion impacting the heart wall with this interference pattern? So it'll be, there's at least one emotion. Two. So this hidden or cloaked interference pattern is the emotion connected with the collective consciousness, the heart wall of the collective consciousness. Yes. Okay. And it is trauma. Let me see. It's anxiety. So there's a collective, there's a collective impact of anxiety on our heart wall, our collective heart wall. Kind of makes sense after this last year as a society on planet Earth, all the things that have been going on. So right now I'm getting to our reversals to work with. And reversals are literally inner conflicts where one part of the person wants to get over the problem, but another part of the person wants to keep it. So in thinking of the person, we're thinking of the collective consciousness, all of us together as one entity in a way, in a manner of speaking. So I'm going to check and see now how many reversals there are around this issue. Okay, there are 2 reversals. And now I'm going to identify what those reversals are. The first reversal is on page 23. First reversal is on page 24. Okay. First reversal is in the top section. First reversal is in identity. It's around the collective anxiety around the collective identity. The statement, the reversal is, I will know who I am if I get over this problem, versus I will not know who I am if I get over this problem. For those of you watching, how does this sit with you? What does this bring up with you about your anxiety around communication and connection in this collective of amazing humans in the Conscious Leadership Network? We all wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have checked in and signed in if we didn't see potential value in what is being created in this community. So the first is identity, and I'll check and see what our second one is now. It's on a different page. Okay, let's see. So it's in the first half of page 23. It's deservingness. Our identity as a collective is also foundationally being disrupted by deservingness to get over whatever this problem is, anchored in to the concept of anxiety impacting the collective consciousness, the heart wall of the collective consciousness, the energy, the rhythm that binds us together, that moves us together, that we're all connected always, whether we know each other or whether we don't. We're all part of one another. We're all part of this living, breathing organism, whether it's physical or astral. We're all part of this together. And so deservingness is, the statement around that is, I deserve to be over this problem versus I don't deserve to be over this problem. And again, these are root causes of the anxiety collectively that we're all experiencing. And so the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to be doing a clearing first for around identity. I'm going to check now and see where this clearing, how we're going to do this clearing. Okay. So for identity, the first tapping point that we are going to be working with is tapping our middle finger to treat this reversal. So just repeat after me, wherever you are in your space. This is about all of us. All of us need to clear this. And so doing this together, we're clearing this for the collective consciousness of the Conscious Leadership Network. So tapping the middle finger right here. Again, identity is about, I will know who I am if I get over this problem. I will know who I am if I get over this problem versus I will not know who I am if I get over this problem. What does that mean for you? And so repeat after me. I totally accept myself, even if I will not know who I am if I get over this problem. I totally accept myself, even if I will not know who I am if I get over this problem. I totally accept myself, even if I will not know who I am if I get over this problem. What does this mean for you? What comes up for you? I totally accept myself, even if I will not know who I am if I get over this problem. Now say, I will know who I am if I get over this problem. Was that difficult for you to say? I'm going to stop for a moment and I'm going to check and see if this is balanced or if we need another tapping point. Identity is balanced. Identity is not balanced. Identity needs another tapping point. Yep. So being able to say, I will know who I am if I get over this problem. We're not there yet. That's a traumatic upregulation for the collective consciousness right now. So I'm looking for the next tapping point. Okay. So our next tapping point, we're tapping a gamut point, and it's right here, this space. If you push it in between these bones on the hand, this is the tapping point. Okay, it's our gamut point. Tap like this, tap like this. I totally accept myself, even if I will not know who I am if I get over this problem. I totally accept myself, even if I will not know who I am if I get over this problem. I totally accept myself, even if I will not know who I am if I get over this problem. Now come up with your own statement. I invite you to come up with your own statement that makes sense to you. Just breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay. I totally accept myself, even if I will not know who I am if I get over this problem. Now let's try to say the other one together. I will know who I am if I get over this problem. I will know who I am if I get over this problem. I will know who I am if I get over this problem. Keep tapping. There's a energy's moving. Makes me yawn. I can tell when energy moves. I will know who I am if I get over this problem. Last time. I totally accept myself, even if I will not know who I am if I get over this problem. Okay. I'm going to check and see if this is now balanced. Identity is still a priority. No. Muscle testing says no. Okay. So front and back means yes. So identity is still a priority. Identity is now balanced. Identity is now balanced. Identity is now cleared. Yes, that is the same thing I got with muscle testing. And so next, we're going to do deservingness. And for deservingness, I'm going to check our first tapping point. Deservingness is around anxiety, impeding. So it's deservingness around the collective experience of anxiety that's impeding communication and connection inside of the conscious leadership network. Okay. It looks like it's third eye tapping, but I want to double check this with my pendulum because it typically starts with the conception vessel. I want to make sure that I'm right. So our first tapping point for deservingness is our third eye. Our first tapping point for deservingness is under the lips. Nope, this is correct. All right. So for deservingness, the statement kind of reflecting back is, I deserve to be over this problem versus I don't deserve to be over this problem. What does this mean for you? And again, this is around the experience, the emotion of anxiety impacting the collective heart wall around the collective consciousness of communication and connection. There's anxiety. If our hearts aren't open, if our hearts aren't able to be open, if we're not able to create coherence with one another, we're left in a state of isolation, of being unsure quite frequently, having that experience of anxiety, of being alone. When we're alone, not that being alone is a bad thing. I love being alone. But there's also, as a species, the human race, we're designed for connection. We're designed to collaborate, to unify, to know one another, to exchange energy with one another, heart coherence, words, thoughts, ideas, creativity, emotions. The world hasn't felt very safe for a long time. The political scene has been off the rails. The spiritual scene, for that matter, has been off the rails. So there's no wonder that there's a collective anxiety that's impacting our collective heart wall. It's not allowing us to share and be seen with one another in safety. So deservingness, I deserve to be over this problem versus I don't deserve to be over this problem. Okay, how does that sit with you? So we're tapping third eye. Pineal gland is right behind the area that is considered the third eye. I totally accept myself, even if I don't deserve to be over this problem. I totally accept myself, whether or not I deserve to be over this problem. I totally accept myself, even if I don't deserve to be over this problem, whatever those reasons are for you. And I totally accept myself, whether or not I deserve to be over this problem. I totally accept myself, even if I don't deserve to be over this problem. And I totally accept myself, whether or not I deserve to be over this problem. As we're tapping, let's take 3 collective breaths together, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Helps to settle our nervous system. In through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Very good. Okay. Now we'll try to say the next statement. See how that works for you. Keep tapping. I deserve to be over this problem. I'm going to check and see if this is balanced. I have a feeling it may not be. Let me check. Deservingness is still a priority. And I'm muscle testing. Deservingness is still a priority. Deservingness has at least one more tapping point. Okay. Now I'm going to check and see. This deservingness is midline point to hand point, midline. It's in the top 3, bottom 2, top 3. Okay, so now we're getting to, is this right? Hang on. Crown, the third eye, under the nose. Okay, this is not what I was expecting. Let me double check this with my pendulum. Okay, stop. Okay, the second tapping point for deservingness is under the nose. Yes. Okay. So what we were doing before, under the nose, right here, the little indentation, right? I totally accept myself, even if I don't deserve to be over this problem. I totally accept myself, whether or not I deserve to be over this problem. I totally accept myself, even if getting over this problem doesn't feel safe. I totally accept myself, even if I don't deserve to be over this problem. There's a shift. I totally accept myself, whether or not I deserve to be over this problem. What is coming up for you? What is speaking to you? What's being triggered in you right now? So move it there. Okay. Totally accept myself, even if I don't deserve to be over this problem. And I totally accept myself, whether or not I deserve to be over this problem. Now let's try the other statement. I deserve to be over this problem. Okay, I'm going to check and see if we're balanced here. Deservingness is still a priority. Looks like deservingness is still a priority. Boy, the collective reversal for all of us here, for the collective consciousness. This is underlying belief system that we're not deserving. What does that mean for you? You're not deserving of abundance. You're not deserving of a solid income because what you do comes from your heart and not what you've been trained for per se. Your deservingness, your lack of deservingness is because of how you were raised, because of feeling beat down by the world. Maybe because you're so empathic and it's just so hard to show up in the world around other people that it just takes it all out of you. So how can you be deserving to be a healer? Maybe something else. Like, I don't know. Just food for thought. So I'm going to check and see what is our third tapping point for deservingness. And this is interesting because I've never had any reversals come up that have required more than 2 tapping points so far. So this is super anchored underneath deservingness, identity, anxiety, impeding the heart wall, the collective heart wall. So our third tapping point is a midline point or a hand point. It's a midline. It is the crown, third eye, under the nose, under the lips, heart, under the lips. Okay, I think this might be the end. So deservingness is most often treated on the conception vessel. Chinese medicine starts here. Oh, energy is already moving. Trying to not make obnoxious yawns. Let's take 3 more collective breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose. out through the mouth. Calming the nervous system, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Thank God. Okay. I totally accept myself, even if I don't deserve to be over this problem. I totally accept myself, whether or not I deserve to be over this problem. I totally accept myself, even if I don't deserve to be over this problem. I totally accept myself, whether or not I deserve to be over this problem. I would suggest take your right hand, briefly pause your tapping, keep your finger there. Take your right hand, place it over your heart. I'm just getting an intuitive hit that we need to do this. We're going up on the right, down on the left. Very deliberate direction, clockwise. This is a way to bring in beneficial energy into our heart space. The other direction, counterclockwise, is a way to remove detrimental energy. Right now, we're bringing in beneficial energy. Keep your finger on the conception vessel, under the lips. You don't have to tap right now. Heart massage. I totally accept myself. Yeah, this is needed. Even if I don't deserve to be over this problem. Then I totally accept myself, whether or not I deserve to be over this problem. I totally accept myself, even if I don't deserve to be over this problem. And I totally accept myself, whether or not I deserve to be over this problem. Another movement of energy. Okay. Now let's say the next statement. I deserve to be over this problem. I deserve to be over this problem. I deserve to be over this problem. Okay. I invite you to take your hand down and we'll tap again, just on the conception vessel. I deserve to be over this problem. I totally accept myself, even if I don't deserve to be over this problem. And I totally accept myself, whether or not I deserve to be over this problem. Totally accept myself, even if I don't deserve to be over this problem. I totally accept myself, whether or not I deserve to be over this problem. Big yawning in. Okay, I'm going to check and see if this is now balanced. Deservingness is still a priority. Deservingness is no longer a priority. Okay, so you can see I'm muscle testing. I'll do the pendulum. Deservingness is still a priority. Remember, yes means front and back. It's not doing anything. Deservingness is now balanced. Deservingness is no longer a priority. Okay, it is now time for us to step back and check into our heart space and intuit together, watching the angels come in and do their repair work. Yes. Okay. This is big work everybody's doing today. Thank you. It's very brave. So what I'm going to invite you to do is visualize the nature of your heart wall, of the heart wall, the collective heart wall. Does this heart wall look like a pirate's chest with chains around it? Is it a safe, a gun safe, any kind of safe, a fire safe? Is it lightly entwined in yarn? Is there an energetic cord around it? Is it waxing and waning in depth and color and brilliance? What does it look like for you? So to check into this space, I invite you to bring your right hand, it's already moving, and we're going to do another heart massage. Up on the right, down on the left. Up on the right, down on the left. Sometimes it's difficult for people to really connect with their heart. It's a scary place to go, especially apparently under this circumstance today. So what I invite you to do and encourage you to do is take your hand. None of this stuff. This stuff. Feel the heat and the warmth of your hand on your chest. Clockwise, up on the right, down on the left. So 3 collective breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Very good. Now bring your left hand over your right. And however it works for you to intuit, this might be an easy process for you. This might be challenging. We're all at different levels of how we can see without seeing. And whatever you experience or don't experience is exactly the right thing for you right now. This isn't meant to be stressful or anxiety laced, none of that. So we are going to, it might be easier for folks to connect with beings of light. There's the angelic realm, and there's the Arcturian realm, and there's so many different realms of beings of light. And we don't know which are the right ones to come and help us today in healing the collective heart wall around the issue of anxiety that is fundamentally disrupted by the identity beliefs that we were clearing and our deservingness to be over this problem. So we're asking the beings of light to come in to this session today and assist in the healing of the collective heart wall or the conscious leadership network of all these beautiful humans that are here. But for whatever reasons, either it's the space or our collective beliefs. I mean, obviously it's our collective beliefs, but the interference pattern impacting community, connection, conversation, anxiety, identity, deservingness. Invite these beings of light to come in and assist with the removal, whatever the nature of this detrimental emotion is on the collective heart wall. Each one of us will likely experience something different because we're all unique. We're all bio-individual. There's been nobody like us before in time, and there'll be nobody like us anytime in the future, in all of history. We're unique. kind of what I'm seeing is that it's almost like our hearts, the collective heart, has been deflated. Kind of almost laying there on the ground, wanting to pump, wanting to be vital. But not having the energy to do so. We've been fighting this experience of anxiety for so long. And it's like these beings of light for me are coming in and creating a structure around the heart. The integrity of the heart is no longer intact. That's what it is. Without the integrity of the heart wall, it provides the structure, the function of the heart is detrimentally impacted. The beating, the collective memory, the updating of information in the body mind. Think of this with our heart. Every beat of the heart, it updates every cell, every molecule, every electron, everything in our body. Brand new information, the same information, all at the same time. And if our heart wall, the integrity of our heart wall is flaccid, basically, how are we updating any information? How are we updating the hologram, the blueprint, the energetic blueprint, the physical blueprint of what we are as individuals here on planet Earth in physicality? Many of us also exist consciously in the astral realm. And it's easier to exist in the astral realm when the physical realm hurts. But if we don't cultivate the physical realm, the physical starts to fall away. Our bodies become less strong. Our emotions become confused. Because we're here on this planet, we're here to thrive and be alive and to love, to show up in the world, to exist in abundance, emotional abundance, community abundance. Financial abundance, like spiritual abundance, they're all connected. If we exist in the astral the majority of the time and we neglect our physical, it's a huge skewing of the balance of what we are. It's easier to be out of our bodies when there's fear. It's harder to be integrated in our bodies. It doesn't feel safe. So these beings of light, to me, it's like they're constructing this wooden framework around the heart. Giving it parameters to remember the shape that it's supposed to have. Moving away from this mostly deflated balloon kind of image. Now that the heart is in this new framework, I'm seeing it starting to beat. It's like, oh, I'm starting to remember my blueprint. I'm starting to remember my function. And with every beat of this heart, it's starting to, the collective heart, as this heart wall is regaining its integrity and its purpose, its consciousness, the consciousness of the heart consciousness of the heart wall, of the collective consciousness of the CLN. As the heart is beating, it's starting to glisten in a healthy kind of way. And as it beats, it's growing bigger and bigger, and it's starting to break out of the framework of like the kind of wood that you would see construction workers building a house, right? 2x4s, things like that. And the heart is beating, and these boards are starting to break off, come apart, because the framework has been in place for the heart to remember its natural consciousness. As the collective heart wall, the collective heart, it's growing in size, in its vitality, in its energy, in its purpose, soul purpose, energetic purpose, broadcasting information again to the collective body. The collective mental and emotional body, specifically today around this issue of the biofield. The heart is expanding and it's starting to get a golden glow. The divine light. Life. It's full of life. Thriving, longevity, abundance. And it's scaling and it's just growing bigger and bigger. It can be infinite because we're infinite. We're not just bound by the physical bodies. So we have to take care of our physical bodies because this is the gift that we've been given. This is our purpose here, now, today. To be alive. To be love. To demonstrate love. To actively love. Love is a verb, not a noun. This heart energy is just, I feel my body tingling. Like my energy is peaking up, perking up, integrating. There's an integration going on in the collective energy of the conscious leadership network, of our collective consciousness. Feels good to me. A lot of positive energy, so much beneficial energy filling my body, mind, spirit, emotions, energies, all of those facets make us who we are. And our heart wall, our collective heart is now stabilized. Thank you for participating today. This has been, from my perspective, a very profound session. And I'm excited to see what this means for the rest of you, how this shows up in our collective, in our co-op, in our very special and unique space. Thanks again for being here today, and I look forward to seeing you next time.